This is Roshi's Rant, the first segment of the podcast where we deep dive into a particular topic regarding Dragon Ball. And this week we're talking about the Dragon Balls, and we've complained in the past plenty of times about how they're just a plot device and how if someone dies it means nothing. So today we're going to be talking about what if you could only be revived once? How could things change and that type of thing? What if you could only be revived one more time going forward? That type of thing. Talking about a bit of everything.
Finally.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got a bit confused when writing the notes. I wrote it as what could happen going forward, like from the start. So once you die, they come back once, and then that's it going forward. How can things change? And Ajoten, you kind of wrote going forward, if they died, they can only be revived one more time. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
So we're going to talk about both, I guess. So should we go how the story changes first? The stuff that I wrote down? Yeah.
We'll start with yourself, because I always tend to go first. So we'll go with you for once.
Yeah. All right. So I wrote down a list of every time people were revived by the Dragon Balls, I guess. So we'll talk about how the story changes going forward and the consequences that happen because of it. So the first time anyone's brought back to life is Upa's dad during OG Dragon Ball. He dies and they wish for him to come back to life, which has zero consequence on anything because he's never mentioned after that anymore. So that's a fair one, I guess. He's back alive and can live with Upa going forward. Fair enough. No change there. So this is the only one on the list, from what I can tell, that doesn't have any consequence at all. Everyone else going forward, yes, there is a consequence. So the next people...
I think that's more the fact to do with really that from this, basically the point in the show that from Z, the majority of those characters from original Dragon Ball are redundant.
Kind
Sadly.
of. Yeah. that pretty much is
they've carried over like Krillin and Goku. Sadly, those main characters, those older characters are redundant, which is the sad part.
Yeah, because...
Even for a little launch.
Yeah, such a shame. But there is only one other time in OG Dragon Ball where the Dragon Balls are used to revive someone. And that was when they were wished for everyone that was killed by Piccolo and his sons to come back to life. So that was random Earth people and Krillin. Krillin came back to life. That changes a lot going forward. Yeah, because I think this is an unavoidable one. Krillin, if he's going to come back to life, this is the time to do it. You know, because he was the secondary main, and without him, it'll be Goku, Bulma, Yamcha as the main three. I don't know. You need Krillin. He needed to come back to life.
I think they would have jumped the gun and assumed it would have been fine. Goku was kind of like he was so close to Krillin. He had the rage of how much he missed Krillin. He would have seen it as thought, there's no reason for me not to bring Krillin back.
Yeah, I
have this to do. Why wouldn't I do it? Basically,
yeah.
Like, what am I going to do? Wait and not do it?
Yeah.
So it's basically like, if I don't do it now, he's going to stay dead. So I might as well just do it.
Exactly. And this
is going to bring him back.
This is during the stage before Space Monkeys and Aliens as well. So exactly. Yeah, it makes sense.
Not going to be thinking about Frieza, is he?
No, exactly. But going forward, though, that means if Krillin was killed, well, is still killed by Frieza, that's it. And then he's dead for good. And then 18 gets killed because someone else would push the button to disarm her, which means Cell doesn't go perfect.
There would be no hesitation. Whoever was given that responsibility would not have the empathy / crush.
Potentially Bulma. I'm thinking who could it be? And I'm thinking it's got to be Bulma or Roshi. And they could potentially make it work with Roshi getting all hot and sweaty over 18. Yeah. But otherwise...
There would be a lot of people that could still do it. I mean, who was alive at the time? Yamcha? Was Yamcha there?
Yamcha is on Roshi's island at the time, watching
Yeah,
things.
Yamcha could have done it just as easily, couldn't he?
Yeah, I
He was alive.
guess they could have.
Chaozu could have done it.
Uh, yeah, they could have done the
Only
story.
pressing a button. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
but
come
then they
on.
could have done the story with 18 and Yamcha being the new power couple. That would have been interesting. It
You just want
also
Yamcha to be
no,
relevant.
it also kind of makes sense though because Yamcha was kind of looking for a girlfriend. He was shy of girls, and then overcame that fear with Bulma, and then blah blah blah.
18 would leave Yamcha alive.
Yeah, but people thought that about Krillin. To be fair, Krillin's not exactly
True.
the big manly man that people expect to handle 18. But you know, so
True.
Yamcha and 18, interesting.
But would Yamcha have hesitated?
Well, he's shy of girls, so if she turns on the charm, potentially.
But it, but Krillin didn't hesitate because of charm or anything like that. He hesitated. Or let's be generous and say he hesitated out of empathy.
Yeah, maybe.
Would Yamcha have hesitated for that reason?
No, but Yamcha hasn't killed anyone. So the fact that he has to push a button and kill someone that he can see right in front of him, that might have played on him.
Was Tien fighting Cell at the time
Yeah.
when Krillin?
Tien was
Did,
around with Vegeta and Trunks, yeah.
so he couldn't. So it couldn't have been Tien at the time, could it? Because
No.
Tien would not have hesitated. He would have immediately blew her to bits.
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't have cared.
So basically, it would have had. I pretty much think it would have had to have been Yamcha. He
Yeah.
was the only other option.
Yeah, it had to have been Yamcha or Bulma. I can see it being Bulma as well because she made it. And then if there was no one to give it to, she would have just flown down, I guess, to do it herself.
Mm.
Which
Yamcha could have just carried her, really, or been a ship.
yeah. So I could see Bulma doing it. I don't think she would have really hesitated much either.
I think they would have just done it the same way they did it with Krillin, but
Mm.
just carried. I think they would have just given it Yamcha and just said, Yamcha, you go do it.
Yeah.
If they're gonna send Krillin flying over, then they would have just Yamcha, you can fly as well, so you go fly over and do it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I think they would have sent, so the same plot device would have happened.
Hmm.
It's just would he have been able to do it? I think they would have followed the exact same plot themes.
Who knows? But you know, it could have been Yamcha and 18. Could have been what I would have loved to have seen.
I think they could have. I think they would have been able to follow the exact same plot story that they followed with Krillin.
Yeah.
And they could have got away with it.
Yeah, they could have, definitely. Which means not too much changes. I don't think anything really changes in the Boo arc because of Krillin. So,
No.
yeah, we're relatively safe there. But since this is a long list, I want to kind of get through it in a reasonable amount of time. So,
I think in Super, though, I don't think Krillin does anything for the most part.
No, not really. He could have been replaced by Yamcha in the Tournament of Power as well, because they would have made Yamcha slightly more important since Krillin's not around, and Yamcha then being Goku's oldest male friend. So, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Sadly, Krillin is replaceable.
Yeah. Sorry, Krillin. But yes, the next revival is Goku before the Saiyan invasion. He comes back to life because Piccolo Pew Pew Special Beam Cannon kills him and Raditz, and then he's brought back to life to take on Vegeta and Nappa.
100% necessary, can't be avoided, must be done.
Yes, which means this has the biggest takeaways, I think, because Cell, Goku dies facing Cell, he blows himself up, and then, yeah, the main character is gone. Can't come back to life to help with Boo at all. And I think that's the end of Dragon Ball, because Boo will blow up the world, and there's no Vegito. Vegeta's probably just margin the whole time, and then, yeah, that's it. Everyone dies. The end. I think that this one's unavoidable. What else? If Goku does the ultimate sacrifice and, you know, gets himself killed by Cell blown up, then that's it.
Now, I think so. Are we staying with the rules of different sets of Dragon Balls? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what set of Dragon Balls. It's a Dragon Ball. All the dragons are together, and it's like, sorry, doesn't matter what dragon. They're all friends, and they're just like, no, my mate, that dragon revived you, so I won't do it either. Like they're all buddies. It doesn't matter.
I did write down 2 separate lists for Shenron and Porunga.
Yeah.
But
And even the Super Dragon Balls, they're just like, no, Shenron, he's my little buddy. He did it. I won't do it either. Like,
yeah, I think there could have been a rule where it's like, oh, we know he has died once before, and unfortunately, we can't bring him back because he's already been brought back once.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like these are the Super Dragon Balls. It's like they aren't capable of anything, but they're just like, no, we have a sacred dragon rule, and it's just like, I will not betray that rule. Screw you.
I don't know. How do you want to look at it?
I think we should stick. No, I think we should stick with the rule. I think there should be a sacred dragon rule because that is a cheap. Because again,
they would just make more and more Dragon Balls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it removes the consequence.
Yep.
So I think it should be. I think what would have to happen is technically, yes, that's the end. It's over. We lose. Vegeta's not strong enough to do it. They would have to either change it so that they would allow Goku to stay longer from Otherworld,
or they follow through with Gohan becoming main character, and then he continues training, and then him and Vegeta maybe fuse.
He doesn't do the stupid thing that he always does when he becomes the savior, and he gets stupidly cocky, and he gets absolutely and he just messes up. Because every time he becomes super strong, he gets cocky and he messes up. He did it with Cell. He did it with Boo. He started doing it against Cell Max. He started enjoying himself too much, and Piccolo was like, pay attention, he's gonna blow up the world. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm enjoying myself, I should probably kill you.
Yep.
He did, but Piccolo still had to shout him down. Like he enjoys himself too much, he enjoys the power way too much, and he does it every single time. And it's like, you're gonna get everybody killed eventually.
Yeah.
Like he's done it every. I don't think there's a single time when he's not done it. Like he's supposed to be this apparently like stupidly powerful person, and he's just like he's just gonna get every time he messes it up.
Yeah. So in this case, I kind of see him turning into the same personality he has as Future Gohan, where he's like, no nonsense, let's finish the job. But now he has 2 arms. So yeah, and he's more powerful, I guess, as well. He'll be more powerful in the Future Gohan that we have seen going forward if he continues training after Cell. Yeah.
I think he would. I think we would become a lot more of a bitter person for it. I think it would. I think he would become. Yeah, I think it would change him drastically
because he knows
he would stop being the happy-go-lucky kid, and because when Goku died, obviously it had an impact on him before he realized the Dragon Balls were a thing. Like he was very upset. And he felt it was his fault.
Yeah.
And that would have a massive PTSD effect for him.
Yeah.
Forever.
You'll realize
it was his fault. It was 100% his fault because he again toyed with Cell and he didn't finish it when he should have. It was his fault. He was on a power trip.
Yeah. And you'll realize that there's no one else to actually protect the world now because Goku's gone, so it has to be him.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Vegeta's there, but Vegeta's Vegeta, so it kind of falls on Gohan.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that the Boo issue would have never been an issue because when Goku died to Cell, Gohan never became that cocky idiot, and he became super strong. So it could have morphed the story into the fact that Gohan never became that idiot. He already became much, much stronger.
Yeah.
He already got to a point where he surpassed what Goku ever could have been because he embraced that potential. And so he flew past what Goku ever could have been, because that was what he should have been, arguably.
Mm-hmm.
Because Toriyama said, if Gohan trained,
He'd be the
he is
most
the
powerful.
strongest fighter.
Yeah.
They were his specific words. He is the strongest fighter if he trained, which is what he arguably would have done if he embraced it. So Boo would have never been a problem, because
potentially not.
Trunks slaughtered Boo
Mm.
when he knew it was a problem in advance. So Gohan could have done exactly the same.
Yeah. So maybe the world would have been fine after all.
Yeah. So yeah, if Gohan knew in advance, like if Gohan embraced it, you might not need a Goku.
Yeah.
So
all right.
might not be as simple as that.
Yeah. Next on the list, we're moving over to Namek here, and it's the first revival by Purunga, where Dende wishes for Piccolo to come back to life, so then Earth's Dragon Balls are fine again. Because obviously Piccolo dies because of Nappa, and that's one of the reasons why they go to Namek in the first place, because they hear there's more Dragon Balls over there. So, yeah, Piccolo comes back to life, and luckily, that's kind of his only death, sort of, kind of. So,
yeah,
nothing really changes.
Everyone thinks he dies to what do you call him? Lord of Hell, begins with the D.
Dabura.
Yeah,
but he doesn't, stone.
Because apparently he can turn to stone, fall over, break into pieces, and then magically come back to life.
Yeah.
Although he never does that again.
Yeah.
Like he shatters into pieces.
Technically, Piccolo does regrow body parts, so if he's not, he regenerates. So I guess if he's not completely wiped out, then he's fine.
Why is he so fragile everywhere else, though?
It's just his arm. He can regrow arms, but that's about it. Yeah, I don't think this changes much, to be honest.
No.
Yeah,
no, so because they have to kind of protect Piccolo because of his importance and link to the Dragon Balls. He's Kami, basically.
Yeah.
So the story, he has plot armor, quite a lot of plot armor in Dragon Ball, so it doesn't really change anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's fine.
Yep. So after that, next people brought back is everyone who died on Namek, who were killed by Frieza and his men, which means Vegeta comes back to life. So again, this doesn't really change much because that's Vegeta's kind of only death. So everything going forward after that would still happen the same as. No real problems
there. Twice. When Boo destroys the world.
That's why I said kind of. But that's kind of everyone in that one. So, yeah. But up until then, nothing really changes. So I think we're safe on that one. Next, Purunga is used again to revive Krillin, then Yamcha, then Tien, then Chaozu. Well, Krillin and Yamcha first, and then like a year later, Tien and Chaozu. So, yeah, apart from Krillin, who would have died earlier, everything's kind of fine for Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu on this one. So, not horrible. This is during the Cell arc. Yes, correct? No, because they're fighting the Ginyu Force.
None of them die? No, I don't think.
Yeah, they're fighting the Ginyu Force up in King Kai's planet.
Yeah, so, they're just chilling.
Yeah,
they're not doing anything.
Then they're brought back to life. Yeah. But then after that, they don't really die again, so everything continues. Well, actually, Yamcha gets a hole through the chest from Heeroh.
I don't know how he doesn't die to that, by the way. That is the most... I genuinely... We had a discussion about this, I think, about a year ago, and I was convinced he died.
Yeah.
It was so ridiculous that I forgot he didn't die.
Yeah, actually, I thought there for a second he died, but no, he didn't. He did survive. So yeah, that nothing changes there. Everything still happens the same. There's just no Krillin. Krillin stays dead forever. R.I.P. Next up on the revival list is everyone killed by Cell. This happens at the end of the Cell arc, which means Trunks comes back to life, but that's fine.
That's future Trunks, isn't it?
Yeah. Goku, however, doesn't. So
we've addressed that.
Yeah, we've addressed that. So he's already...
Does future Trunks die at any other point? Not that we're aware of.
Not that we're aware of. No, I don't think so.
Because he doesn't die to Goku Black or anything like that.
No, so he's
So
fine.
no,
He's safe.
fine and dandy.
Yeah, there's just the humans who would have died from Piccolo and Sons. If they also died because of Cell, then yeah, they're not coming back.
So unless one of them like cures a miraculous disease or something like that we're not aware of.
Imagine that though. Imagine if Piccolo kills you and then later on Cell absorbs you as well. You just say, "Oh, come on!"
This is unfortunate. Yeah. I'm moving out of West City.
Yeah.
Like, dangerous place to be.
There's potential a few humans didn't make it back from that one. But next up is everyone that's killed by Majin Vegeta. Which again, a couple of humans imagine being killed by Piccolo and then Cell and then Majin Vegeta as well because you're just watching a World Martial Arts tournament. There's a chance, but
otherwise, just unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, everyone killed by Majin Vegeta. That's just humans, pretty much. No one else. Yeah. So we're all good there. Apart from the potential few humans. And then finally, during the Boo arc, everyone. Oh yeah, everyone. So yeah, that's the big one because yeah, if Boo ends up destroying the world, then that's the end. R.I.P.
So basically, everybody fights. Then everyone dies. Boo comes to Otherworld. They fight. They kill Boo because Goku can fight and everything like that. So Boo still dies. That's fine.
Yep.
I would argue Gohan's a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Although you could look at it two ways. So maybe that's never happened in the first place because Gohan's a lot stronger and has killed Boo already. So you could argue that's never happened in the first place. Let's say, for argument's sake, that it does happen. Then, to be quite frank, nobody leaves Otherworld. Everybody stays dead because Piccolo's dead, and therefore the Dragon Balls don't exist.
Yeah.
Nobody wishes them back. So there's no Earth's Dragon Ball. So unless the Namekians come and wish the Earthlings back
somehow,
well,
I don't know how they would find out about it
because Piccolo can't be wished back. So Earth's Dragon Balls are gone forever.
Unless they revive Dende to create new ones.
But he's not been made Earth's Guardian yet, has he?
During the Boo arc? Is he not?
When is he made?
I thought it was during the Cell arc. Yeah. Oh, at the end of the Cell arc.
That's he's done it. Yeah, actually, he's made during Z. Yeah, he's made the Guardian during Z.
Yeah, so they could bring Dende back to life.
Never dies prior, does he?
Yeah,
that's his first. That would be his first death.
Yeah, so could do that, I guess.
Yeah,
yeah.
But Piccolo stays dead.
Yeah,
Gohan can come back. There are some people who could come back, so you would have an Earth's protector.
There would be Gohan, Bulma, Roshi. Everyone else has kind of died at least once. Chi-Chi.
How has Roshi not died?
I have no idea. I guess he's never involved in a main fight. So
he is. He's fought Demon King Piccolo. Originally,
yeah, I guess so.
He's been in one of the big fights.
Yeah, but he never dies.
Absolute cheek.
Yeah, but Roshi's around, Bulma, Gohan, Chi-Chi, and I think everyone else of the main cast is dead at this point.
Pretty much, yeah. Basically, Trunks could come back, baby Trunks.
Yeah.
So basically, it would be up to Gohan to basically create a new dragon team.
Yeah, pretty much all the Sun family's still alive apart from Goku. So yeah.
Goten will come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it would be up to Gohan to train Trunks, Goten,
and that's it.
Which he could do. I think he'd be very capable of doing that.
Yeah. Pan as well, I guess. Actually, it depends if they went down the route. If Gohan's too busy defending Earth and everyone else is dying, would he have time for a kid?
He would have to train Videl. Videl would have to become a fighter.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have a choice.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe less likely they would have Pan. Who knows? they're too busy saving the world, and why would they bench Vidal during pregnancy? It's like, oh no, maybe let's just not have a kid right now.
No, they would basically have to reform an entirely new dragon team.
Yeah.
From scratch because everybody's dead, or they would have to ask the Kais for some type of revival, the same way Whis can revive people.
Yeah, I guess.
Which is what I would assume they would go through the story, because at the end of Boo, you step into Super, which is when you start getting through revivals, such as Frieza.
Yeah.
Frieza got revived with just got a freebie.
Yeah.
Didn't need a Dragon Ball, just got a freebie for being a good little boy in the Tournament of Power. No Dragon Ball required. So you could argue that they just turn around and say, Goku, you've been a good little boy all this time. You've earned it.
Potentially. Oh, imagine that though. They just bring back the entire team just because. Oh, they've been good.
Yeah. Well, all the sacrifices you've made. Is that really out of reach for them? No, it's not. You know it's not.
It's not.
Of course it's not.
Uh,
all the sacrifices you made over all these years.
All they would have to do to make it make sense as well is, Beerus wakes up. He's like, oh, I had these visions of this legendary Super Saiyan God person, blah, blah. Like he does. He goes to Earth. And then once they get there, they see, wait, there's just Gohan? Where's everyone else?
I need more of you.
Yeah.
Make them alive. Whis, make them alive now.
Yeah. And then Gohan's just like, oh yeah, there was more powerful than me at the time, but they died not too long ago. And Beerus is like, yeah, Whis, bring them back. That's all they would have to do.
I can't be bothered to wait.
Yeah.
And he goes and gets them, brings them back.
But I think if they did that, only Goku and Vegeta would come back. Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, and the rest of them, Piccolo even, would stay dead.
You could literally go get like Raditz.
You could, yeah, potentially. But
you got your 5.
Whatever. God. But imagine. That would be interesting. Yeah, because Raditz has never been brought back. He's technically allowed to be from the Dragon Balls.
Do they have to be pure-hearted Saiyans? I can't remember.
I can't remember. Well, I doubt it. Vegeta, is he fully pure heart? I don't think so.
You hate to admit it, but he is,
Well, he turned Margin because he wasn't fully pure. Yeah.
Well, no, that's why he needed Babidi though, because he couldn't. He couldn't do it himself.
Yeah, but
that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, the only other time people are brought back to life is during the Tournament of Power arc, when every other universe is brought back. But let's face it, our boys, our universe, they're not surviving. It would have been Gohan, Trunks, Goten, Videl, Master Roshi. Who's the other 5? Boo? If he somehow survives during this alternate timeline, Mr. Satan comes along. We still need 3 more.
Like Oob would eventually come back as well, be born, so they could go recruit Oob in the future.
Maybe if he's alive at this point. 17 and 18,
I suppose.
Yeah, 17 and 18 if they actually care at this point. But then, still 1 short, I think. Who would take that? They'll need someone.
That would actually be a really good fighting team.
Potentially, yeah. I don't think they would win it though.
No, they wouldn't win. Not a chance.
Who would they have as their last person? Mr. Popo? He can fight. He trained Goku. He's definitely not strong, but at this point, who else is there? Dende? Maybe, if they train him.
Dende just absolutely tearing up.
He'd be the team healer. Every game has a healer. It would be him. He's just going around healing them.
I mean, he full on gave Vegeta a Zenkai, didn't he?
Yeah.
Zenkai book.
I mean, if it's smart, why not? They can't use items to heal. So bring along Dende. Yes, he's not a fighter, but if anyone else gets in trouble, he just jumps in and is like, heal me. There we go. Why not?
Yeah, that could work. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Just absolutely just Gohan and Jiren just both absolutely knackered. The last fighters, and Dende just zips in and full heals Gohan.
Yeah.
Win it.
Yeah. He could. Yeah. If somehow Dende hasn't been eliminated or targeted because people start realizing, like, hold on. Yeah, like, this guy keeps healing everyone. Let's team up and take him out. Yeah.
Jiren's just like, how are you still so like? Gohan's just like, I'm feeling great right now.
Yeah.
Jiren's just absolutely shattered.
Yeah. Interesting. But that's everyone who's brought back to life. I'm aware this segment's already running long, so going forward, if we were going the way that you planned this segment, then
I think we'll maybe look at mine another day if the segment's going long.
We can mention it briefly, I think. Since we did tease it, there's no point teasing it and then not mention it at all. So going forward, I guess, if everyone had... Okay, let's say if they die now, they can't be brought back. Yeah? Is that fair? Is that kind of how you did it?
To be honest, we've kind of covered it with yours, really, saying if they can't be brought back. Because we've said like what the story would impact, and it's like with Gohan having to become the savior. So I think we've kind of covered it by saying that.
Yeah.
Saying that like Yam, I think we kind of covered it, saying like Yamcha would have to be the one instead of Krillin, and Gohan would have to be the savior instead of Goku. So I think we've kind of accidentally covered it by saying that.
Yeah,
really.
Fair enough.
We're kind of saying like what the plot changes would have to be. So it's kind of like the consequences of the story. So it's basically what I was getting at. Is that the stories would have to change. And it's the same principle. And that would lead into Super. It's the exact same thing. Is the entire story, anything coming forward in Super 2 is basically they either have to do what they've done so far or get Whis to cheat.
Yeah, and it would be guesswork at that point. We know how the story goes with Z and OG at least, and Super, but going forward, it's guessing what would change. But yeah, I guess that wraps up the segment. We've probably missed a few important plot details, which if we have, let us know in the comments, because we've probably missed something and say, oh yeah, and then in the Cell arc this happens, and then that's the end. The world explodes.
Please tell us that Krillin is a lot more relevant than we remember.
Yeah, because I can't remember him doing much in the Buu.
He must be more relevant than that.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe the Spirit Bomb against Buu, but then again, they're already all dead because this is in the other world, so... But
yeah, like I'm sure he must have done more than that. But in Super, I'm sure he's done absolutely nothing in Super.
Nah, not really. He's been a policeman. But that's going to wrap up this segment, so let's move on now to the Hall of Fame.
Cool.